Want to learn more about sex and intimacy? You can read all about it. Sex and Space is celebrating World Book Day with a roundup of our top 10 sex books for men here, mostly for hetero and bi men, so check out our LGBTQIA+ picks for more. Now this list is a mix of books that we've read and going to read, so let's dive in. First up, we have She Comes First, which challenges the idea of oral sex as being just a precursor to intercourse, and it outlines the techniques behind successful cunnilingus, so this is a guide which is dedicated entirely to women's pleasure. Next is But Seriously, which is by one of the leading anal health experts in the US. It's a really great guide to anal health and pleasure, so Dr. Evan has done some myth busting. He shares advice for healthy daily anal function and goes over things like anatomy and sex positions for anal sex. Next is a new release. It's Every Man by Dr. Jackson Katz. Now we haven't actually had a chance to read this one ourselves yet, but we think it's an important subject and we're looking to get Dr. Jackson on our podcast in due course. So this book is described as a must-read for men who want to learn more about what they can do to help stop gender violence against women. Fourth on the list is actually one of our own books, The Organ Education Forgot, which is an informative and accessible book about this pleasure organ, and the information in it will help you be a better lover to a partner who has a clitoris. If you're interested in grabbing a copy, head to sexandspace.com or just comment book and we'll send you a link. Next is The Ultimate Guide to Sex and Disability. Now this is another one that we haven't actually had the chance to read yet, but it comes highly recommended, so we wanted to include it in this list. It's written for everyone regardless of age, gender or sexual orientation, and it covers a whole bunch of different disabilities and provides information and support so that people can create a sex life that works for them. Next is Boys and Sex. So for this book, Peggy interviewed a whole bunch of young boys about how they view things like pornography, hookup culture and consent. And she offers some insight into how young boys can navigate culture and masculinity, so dads take note. Next we have Come Together, which focuses on sex in long-term relationships. So Dr. Emily breaks down the things that get in the way of us enjoying sex, things like stress, relationship difficulties, and gender beliefs about how sex should be, and offers ways to overcome these challenges. Book number 8 is The Penis Book, which is another book that we haven't had the chance to read yet, but given that online searches from guys worried about their penis rank among the highest of the lot, we thought we should include it in the list. This book is split into 3 parts: how the penis works, how to work with the penis, and penis problems, so it seems like a pretty comprehensive guide. Next is Boy Slut. We haven't read this book, but it has such great reviews, so we thought it deserved a mention. It's about the author's coming of age and coming out as a bisexual man. And he also shares with readers how to start unlearning some of the shame that we get taught about sex. Finally, we have The Will to Change, which looks at the way that patriarchal culture stops men from freely being able to express things like love and emotion, and gives advice on how men can start to reclaim this more sensitive part of themselves. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or other recommendations of books that you think men should be reading. And if you're keen to keep expanding your sex ed, make sure to subscribe to Sex and Space for more content like this.